What's going on there, YouTube, and welcome back to another comic book video. Alright guys, so we are going to continue our coverage over the 2018 Catwoman series as a way for us to kind of play a little bit of catch up with the character, because right now in the Donna DC, we do have a new Catwoman. Now let me explain what's going on with the Donna DC. So the Donna DC is actually this new fresh start that DC has given us to kind of help new readers jump into the books of DC Comics, but to also have veteran readers jump back into DC Comics without worrying about the previous books that came out before the current stuff in the Donna DC. Here's the problem though with the Donna DC though. Some of the characters had actually started back with a #1 issue all over again. So for example, Superman, his last series was canceled and they gave him a new one and they started with a #1. Same thing for Green Arrow, same thing for Green Lantern. Now Green Arrow and Green Lantern are two characters who did not have a title for a certain period of time, but Superman did. But other characters like Batman, Flash, Wonder Woman, and even Catwoman, well, their books just kept going on. And while their books kept going on, DC said instead of canceling their books and then starting back over with a #1, let their books just continue, and whatever issues they're on will begin their Donna DC. And so when it came to Catwoman, she was like already 50 books in her current series. And so when it came to, I want to say 51, which began her run on the Donna DC, that was when DC said that book right there and forward is now Donna DC for the character of Catwoman. Now, when it comes to Catwoman, in the current time, we have a new Catwoman. Now, before we're actually able to kind of read those stories covering the new Catwoman, I want to cover old stories that lead up to the current stuff in the dawn of DC for the character of Catwoman. Now, with that being said, though, when it comes to Catwoman, the first writer of the 2018 series was Joelle Jones, and she did an amazing job. And matter of fact, any video we did over the character of Catwoman in the 2018 series comes before this video. Now, after Joelle Jones, you had another writer known as Ram V. Now, Ram V is a great writer, but between Joelle Jones and Ram V, you had another writer. And this writer is Blake Northcott. Now, Blake Northcott gave us a 2-part story, which honestly, the story is pretty good. It's the character he used to fight against Catwoman that makes this story a tad bit crazy. And the reason why, because this is a old 1990s character whose powers are very interesting, but you'll see what I mean as we go through this book. Now, we actually do pick up in a different country known as Isla Nevada. And right now you do have this young girl just running through the jungle. Now, while this young girl is running through the jungle, we kind of find out why. And the reason why, because she's being chased down by some men who seem to be working for some kind of militia group in this area. And so right now she is trying to get away from these men. Now, of course, these men are able to actually catch up to her, because while she's on foot trying to get away, they're on motorcycles being able to easily catch up to her. Now, once they're able to actually catch up to her, well, that is the moment you do have this gigantic sized panther out of nowhere comes and saves the girl and gets rid of the 2 men that were trying to grab her. Now, we actually do pick up with Selina Kyle. Now, you're probably wondering, okay, when does this story take place? Does it take place after Selina Kyle arrived in Gotham? Yes, it does. But I do want to tell you one thing. When we actually jump into Rams V run on the character, he does have Catwoman go on a small road trip right before she does arrive in Gotham. And so this story does take place somewhere right in the middle of the very beginning of Ram V's run on the character. Either way though, she is back in Gotham, but right now she's at the airport and she's heading towards Isla Nevada. Now, while she's heading towards Isla Nevada, you do have the airport security guard tell her like, hey, You're going there? That's crazy. Sorry, TSA agent, not security guard. Either way, though, you do have this airport worker tell her, hey, just give you a heads up. Where you're going to is very dangerous. And we have to tell anybody who plans on flying to that certain area. And for Selena Kyle, she's kind of like, listen, I'm going down there for business. And on top of that, I'm a big girl. Now, when she does get on the plane, she is confronted by an old lady who apparently has the ability to know that Selena Kyle is Catwoman just like that. And she's kind of like, oh, I know why you're going down there for, because our legendary animal, our legendary god, our legendary protector, the Kissin. And she's kind of like, what in the world is the Kissin? And the Kissin is actually the animal we saw earlier that had protected the young girl we saw earlier in this video. But you have Selena say, no, I'm going down there for business. Now, when she does arrive to Isla Nevada, of course, at first, you do have her kind of getting off the plane and taking in the area, realizing that this area is really more of a jungle than, a big, huge city like Gotham City. But while she's kind of taking in the area, well, that is the moment you do have a bunch of kids who are trying to sell her flowers, are trying to give her flowers. The problem is, though, this group of kids is actually a group of thieves, because the girl in the group does try to steal money from Selena Kyle. The problem for the girl is that Selena Kyle is a well-known thief, one of the best thieves in the world. And so she knew right off the bat what they were trying to do. And she knew the young girl in front was trying to basically steal money from her. And so you have Selena stop her and kind of like, listen, you're young and you're still working on your skills of being a thief. Just get a tad bit better and then come back and try again down the road. Now, right after she does handle those kids who were basically a group of thieves, that is the moment a nice car does drive up to the airport to pick up Selena Kyle. Now, this is the moment we see the character I was talking about earlier make his appearance in this story, and I was shocked to see who the character was for this story. And that character would be Snowflame. Now, if you're an old reader of DC Comics, you're kind of like, Snowflame? They use Snowflame for this storyline right here? That's crazy. But if you're a new reader to DC Comics, you may have no idea who Snowflame is. Well, Snowflame was a character who appeared back in New Guardians #2 and died in New Guardians #2. Now, he did make some reappearance after that, but when it came to Snowflame, though, he was this character who, man, let me tell y'all now, Snowflame is a drug power villain. He basically gets his powers from cocaine. And so when he does take his cocaine, he does get super strength, super speed, able to take pain more easily. He's also a pyrokinesis, and he also has this power known as cocaine touch. And what I mean by cocaine touch is that he's actually able to get you somewhat high if he actually touches you. Yes, that is Snowflame for you. But those powers only unlocked if he basically takes a dose of cocaine. Now, he is the one who's actually picking up Catwoman. Now, when he does pick her up, the big question he has for her right now is, why are you here? Why are you here in Isla Nevada? Because, again, this is an area that most people don't go to. And so you have Selena tell him that she's here for some business. Now, he's probably wondering that if she's here to steal something from his auction that will take place tomorrow night. But again, she tells him, I'm here for some kind of business. Now, you do have Snowflame try to hit on her, try to say like, oh, I know why you're here. You're here for me and everything and my drugs. But you did have Selena say, once again, I'm literally here for business. Now, we do learn that Snowflame basically moved to this area, and he was at first this guy who had promised to actually help this area out because this area was struggling a tad bit. Now, what he did was, though, he told this area to get rid of all of their weapons, and if they did that, he'll then build new schools, new buildings, new homes, all these things. The problem was, though, that was a lie. It was a way for him to make sure this country was weak enough so that him and his forces can just move in and take over the area. Now, at first, to Selena Kyle, it seems like he's actually protecting the area, but we're going to learn more about what he actually does to the area down the road. But he does say that she's allowed to stay with him at his mansion until the auction tomorrow night. But tonight, there's just a big party happening tonight. Now, as the party is going on for the night, you do have Selena Kyle just trying to enjoy the night. Now, while she is trying to enjoy the night, that is the moment she is confronted by Tambra Courts. Now, Tambra Courts is actually this character who's making her first appearance in this storyline, but she is the mean girl of the book. She has no powers. The only thing she has is just money. Either way, though, she's trying to figure out why in the world is Selena Kyle here for? Because usually if you see Selena at a party, that usually means that she is trying to steal something. And so it's Tambra saying, why are you here? Like, why are you here at this party? Oh, I know why you're here. You're here for the diamond. Now, the diamond, of course, is something that Snowflame is planning on actually selling at tomorrow's auction. And so that, again, is why Snowflame said earlier that it was Selena Kyle coming here for the auction, because she might try to steal the diamond that also Tambra wants to buy. Now, Tambra tells Selena that it is a bad idea to even try to steal the diamond, because the diamond is protected by lasers that will literally cut you up if you just touch a laser. And so it's her saying, good luck trying to steal a diamond, because if you try, you could possibly die. Now, you then have Selena tell her once again that she's here just for business. She's not here to actually steal the diamond. Now, to Tambra, that means that probably Selena's here for the list. Now, the list is holding a bunch of names and very important information on those names. And so it is also Tambra thinking that Selena's here for this thing called the list, which is also highly protected. But again, you have Selena say, no, I'm not here for that either. I'm here for just business. And so it's kind of like, okay, why is Selena here for? What kind of business she's here for? Either way, though, this is Tambra just trying to think, okay, why are you here for? Honestly, you're probably here to steal something because you're trying to prove to the world that you're still a great thief. Either way, do not try to steal that diamond, because I want that diamond and I'm going to pay top money for that diamond. Now, once the party has really got started, you do have Snowflame actually make an appearance, and he does try to get the party really going. Now, while he's talking and everything, that is the moment you do have security guard come to him and say, hey, we have a certain problem going on. Now, for Selena, she knows if Snowflame does leave a party or he leaves an audience behind, because he really loves the idea of an audience looking at him and being the main show of the event, something is going on if he walks away from those moments. And so it's her saying, let me go ahead and change into my Catwoman outfit to figure out what in the world is going on with Snowflame. And we come to find out that basically one of the small groups that belong to the militia group that works for Snowflame is freaking out. And the reason why, because one of their drones had crashed in the jungle. And so right now they're trying to figure out what happened to that drone. And so they go into the jungle. The problem is, though, when they do go into the jungle, they do find the Kissing. And the Kissing is this legendary protector of the area. And on top of that is a huge jaguar, panther, whatever. Either way, though, when they do see the Kissing, they're kind of like, perfect. Let's go ahead and take it out. Now, that is the moment you do have Catwoman appear to basically stop them from being able to actually take out the Kissing. Now, while she does fight against them and she is able to actually defeat them, now it's just her and the Kissing left in the jungle together. The problem is, though, the kissing was shot by one of the guys who was part of that group that was trying to kill it earlier, but stopped by Catwoman. Now, the kissing is okay. The problem is, though, the kissing does get right back up. And when it does, it automatically assumes that Catwoman was the one who had shot it. And so you have this animal now kind of like, oh, you shot me, and so now I must kill you. And so you do have Catwoman getting ready for battle against this huge animal. The problem is, though, while she is trying to get ready, a spirit out of nowhere flies through the sky and stabs her right in the shoulder. And of course, at the very tip of that spear, it had poison on it. And so right now it is affecting Catwoman. But when she looks up, she does see a young lady that apparently works with the Kissing to protect the area. They're kind of like partners who protect the jungle. And right now you have this random lady think, also like Kissing did, that Catwoman came to the jungle to basically kill off the Kissing. And so getting into the second chapter, we actually do pick up where the first chapter left off at, where you do have Selena Kyle right now kind of wondering what to do as she's being watched by the Kissing and the young lady who just appeared out of nowhere at the end of the first chapter. But for us to come to find out that this young lady is actually the same young lady we saw earlier at the airport that was trying to steal money from Selena. Now, for Selena, she's kind of wondering, why is this young girl attacking her for? And you have the girl saying that, I know that you're basically here to kill off the Kissing or to do damage to my people here in this area. Now, the reason why she says her people will be explained more as we actually go through this book right here. But it's her saying that you work for Snowflame. And if you work for him, that means you're a bad person, because I saw you get inside his car when he came to the airport to pick you up. But you have Selena say, no, I'm here for business. And that business is to actually steal the diamond that he is about to show tomorrow night at his big auction. Because again, it's Selena saying that I'm known as one of the best thieves in the world. The problem is, though, I did have a few things pop off here and there. And of course, my rep kind of got a tad bit ruined. And so right now, it's really me trying to rebuild my rep by basically showing the world that I can still be a great thief. And so that's why she's here. She is here to actually steal the diamond, which means that earlier when it came to Miss Quartz, she was correct. That basically Selena is here to steal the diamond. But she's here to steal the diamond to show everyone that she still has the ability to be a great thief. Now, once Selena does tell the young girl why she's here for, and by the way, we're going to call the young girl Cat Girl because honestly, the book does not give her an actual name. Either way, though, once she does tell Cat Girl in the Kissing why she's here, and the Kissing does have the ability to look at your soul to see if that you are honest or a liar. Once you have both characters realize that Selena is actually a good person, they're kind of like, fine, you know what? We'll let you go. It is kind of sad that that's why you're here, just to prove to everyone that you're still a good thief. But here's the antidote to that poison I gave you earlier. Oh, by the way, you're still going to pass out because even though I gave you the antidote, it's still a drug that could possibly knock you out. So take it, you'll survive, but you'll get knocked out very soon. Now, you do have Selena basically wake up. And when she does wake up, she is confronted by a lady known as Lizette. Now, Lizette is actually the mother to Catgirl. And of course, you do have Lizette say, it looks like you did meet my daughter last night and also our protector of the island, which is the Kissing. But it does seem like my daughter did give you the antidote to our poison, so you should be okay. But also, I now know why you're here. Now, you do have Selena wondering what's going on in this area where you have everybody basically hate Snowflame. Now, like I said earlier, when it came to Snowflame, Snowflame came to this area promising that he would basically help the area actually get better by, of course, offering to build schools, build buildings, bring all these different great things to kind of help build up the area. But they had to surrender their weapons to him so that he would not feel so scared or anything. The problem was, though, that was his way to make sure they could not fight back. And so with them unable to actually fight back, you then had Snowflame come to this area with a small army of people and basically took over the area. And now he forced all the people who used to live in this area to work in different kind of things around the island, but they're on kind of like slave pay, meaning that they barely make anything at all to basically survive. It's him being this dictator over this area. Now, of course, on top of that, they also work in some kind of labs to make different kinds of poisons. Now, we're left to believe that those poisons could be new version of cocaine to help basically power a Snowflame. Because remember, when it comes to Snowflame powers, it's all based on his cocaine usage. And so right now you have Selena realize how bad off this area is thanks to Snowflame coming down here and basically making things worse. And so right now it's Selena saying it's not too late for us to do some heavy damage to him, but to also help you guys out. And so it's her saying that she is going to help them out to basically defeat Snowflame. And so we do see Catwoman begin the process of actually ruining the night for Snowflame. Because while you have Snowflame basically doing his big auction, and you do have Tambra being able to get the diamond that she wanted so bad, but of course she's kind of upset because she wanted to get the diamond, but get the diamond in front of Selena. But of course, Selena's not there. But then out of nowhere, the power goes out. And the reason why the power goes out is because, well, it's Selena beginning to make the night hard for Snowflame. Because we do see that basically she did cut off the power. She then had the Kissing break into the building. And of course, with the Kissing being this huge jaguar panther, all the other villains who were there that night at the auction, they all leave scared. But then they realize where Selena could possibly be at. And right now, she's in the office of Snowflame, basically taking the list. And of course, the list holds a lot of information about different people across the globe, very important people. And so with all that being said, you kind of have wondering why in the world is she doing this all for? And we know why, because Snowflame is a bad person who came to a good area and made that area basically a bad place. And now the people of that area are having a hard time surviving in that area. And so this is her helping the people out. But with Snowflame basically being ticked off, he's kind of like, know what? That's it. It's time for me to jump into action. And so you have Snowflame basically take some cocaine and his powers activate. He's kind of like, all right, Selena, it's time to go. You gone messed up right now. Now, the problem for Catwoman against Snowflame is that when Snowflame does take cocaine, he does get super abilities like super speed and super strength, and also different kinds of abilities like being more durable and his cocaine touch, meaning that when it comes to Catwoman, when she does try to fight against him and he does touch her, or when she touches him, of course, she does get a contact high. And so with her getting a contact high, that basically means that she's kind of weak a little bit because now she's high off cocaine, even though she actually did not touch cocaine. Either way, though, this fight does go on for a couple more pages until you actually have Selena give him another drug that the people had made in one of Snowflame's labs. And with that drug being used, of course, it does cancel out his cocaine abilities, and then he's now weak again, which does give Selena the chance to actually defeat him. Now, you would think that she'll basically take him to jail or whatever, but they want to make a statement here that this area is not going to be taken over by some random villain who feels like they have the right to take over the area. And so you have Selena, what it seems to be is to let the Kissing actually go ahead and kill off Snowflame. So the guy who only appeared like one time back in the late 80s, early 90s is now dead once again in this storyline right here. Now, you do have Selena Kyle go ahead and go back home to Gotham City, and then this does lead into Ram V's run on the character, but right before she went home to Gotham City, you did have Selena Kyle actually steal the diamond that Snowflame was going to put up for the auction that night. And so when it comes to Miss Quartz, the one who is trying to get the diamond to kind of show off in front of Selena, well, when she gets back home, she comes to find out that basically the crystal she has is not even the real crystal. The real crystal is actually with Selena. Actually, no, scratch that. It's not with Selena. What Selena did was she gave the diamond over to Catgirl, because even though Snowflame is now gone, the country needs some kind of defense system to protect themselves from other countries that may attack them down the road. And so with the diamond that's worth like $4 million or $4 billion, whatever, they're going to use that money as a way to kind of rebuild their military system to protect themselves. But then Selena's back at home in Gotham, ready for her new beginning, and this leads into Ram V's run on the character. So with that being said, I do hope you enjoy today's comic book video, and if you did, please leave me a like down below and subscribe. But guys, I'll see y'all next time. Later.